expert who told Christine Lottie, go ahead, honey. They moved your category to the end of the show. Take your time. I'll hold your purse. Leon Hall. Okay, lots of trends. I thought it was a wonderful Golden Globes.
Absolutely. Yeah, totally agree.
And people really looked good.
Better than ever.
Yeah, amazing. What trends did you see? Let's all hold our little trend cards. And, all right.
Well, Globes at the Globes. I haven't seen so many heaving bosoms since I took a small troop of Girl Scouts camping in Pamela Anderson Lee's bustier.
I thought they looked wonderful, all the fullness and all.
Real and not real and almost real.
Yeah, both look great. Well, so what's your trend?
My trend is back to the classics. We saw a lot of women in very classic dresses, and especially the men returning to classic style.
Yeah, and looking good. And mine is Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Just enough glitter to make the dresses interesting, put into the embroideries. The women look very eveningish, is what you should look. Liberace, if he were alive, would have been so proud. And even dead, whatever's left of him must be so proud. Anyhow.
In the next hour, we'll look at all these trends. But first, let's bring out our special guest, designer Jane Book.
Hello. Lovely to have you here.
Thank you.
You're a wonderful designer. You've designed, we're trying to figure out so many people. Elisa Kudrow.
Yes.
Kirstie Alley.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're wearing something very, very traditional and very romantic. And it's just wonderful.
Thank you.
Where would you wear this to the Academy Awards? Would you wear this to a Golden Globe?
I would wear this to the market.
She does wear it to the market.
But yeah, I would wear it, and then I would just kind of segue into the Academy Awards without having to change my clothes. It's a good thing.
Now, do people always understand when you wear this to Ralph's?
No. No, I get stopped. Like, what? You're a freak. What are you doing? You're like that.
But you also probably get customers that way because they fall in love with the way you look.
Actually, someone followed my assistant in the middle of the day in one of my dresses into my studio and has been an incredible client ever since. So it does happen.
Speaking of gowns, the usual award show gown got a radical transformation this year. Patterns and sequins were all the rage, but all that glitters is not gold. Watch. Sandra Bullock. She's in Christian Dior. I loved this dress.
Oh, it's from another century.
Now,
Absolutely
see,
beautiful.
And I hated this dress because I think haute couture is really hard to wear on television and in movies. It does everything but light up and give her bust size.
See,
I liked it. There's something really romantic about it.
Kate Winslet. She was wearing Pamela Dennis.
Now, Kate's a little melted and poured into that dress. And, you know, she just needed 2 sizes large and it would probably been okay.
Yeah, and sleeves.
I think it's a pretty dress. Julia Roberts. She's wearing Todd Oldham.
She looks great. Again, look at the pattern and the shine, just enough shine. It's so interesting. Not everybody's in those stupid slip dresses this year.
Do you like that dress?
I like the dress, but I don't like it on her. I think her shoulders are a bit big for that dress.
Anne Heche and Ellen DeGeneres. Ellen was in Pamela Dennis. Anne Heche was in Voyage.
And look at that color on that coat and that dress. Absolutely exquisite.
Now, I know, Lynn, you're about to say how much you hate the coat. I saw it in person, and it was
You see,
beautiful.
I saw it in person. I thought it was beautiful. I got to take coupe de velour, and I think as a designer, you will agree with me. You got to be really careful because it can just look like a growth, a fungus.
Ellen Barkin. She also is in Christian Dior. I'm not as enamored with this one as I was with Sandra Bullock.
No. But again, it's
different.
a different dress. It's not the same stupidity we've been seeing.
Don't
month
you
after
think
month,
when
year
people
after
start saying it's different, that's kind of like looking at a painting and saying, well, it's interesting.
year? No, I think
It's semi-ugly.
the only bad thing about it is people will remember this dress. So you can't wear it 14 times. I think it's beautiful.
I do. I think it's really pretty.
Perry Gilpin. She's wearing Pamela Dennis.
Now, I like this.
I do too.
It's such a turnaround for this girl. I've known her since she was a child, and can I tell you, it's almost like a Spanish princess. I really like the look. Very sophisticated for Perry.
And it's also great for Pamela because it's taking Pamela into a whole new direction. Not just punch beads now. She's going into different fabrics and patterns, and it's wonderful.
It's more romantic for her. I do think that her, again, you have to have really beautiful, perfect arms to wear sleeveless dresses.
Jenna Elfman. She's in a Valentino gown.
I don't like this. This looks like a costume from George of the Jungle.
Yeah,
I mean,
It's too
I don't
busy.
like this.
It's just way too busy.
Way too much going on.
But she carries herself so
Oh, she's
beautifully.
she's got a great body. She's a pretty
I mean,
woman.
she's a dancer, right? She just walks beautifully. She could probably wear anything.
Everybody's wearing patterns, And she must have thought, obviously she thought this was very beautiful. She was wrong.
She was
Valentino was drunk. Valentino is probably still getting over Versace's death.
Michelle Pfeiffer. And as usual, she's in Giorgio Armani.
But this, and she's the most beautiful. The most,
so beautiful.
But I think that the neckline is, her breasts are wrong. Her body is wrong for that kind of a neckline.
I agree.
Needed a higher neckline. There isn't anyone who can wear every neckline and just sort of say, hey, this doesn't work. I mean, I'm a little cadaverous here. I think I'll just cover that up.
Yeah,
I love your adjective.
She looked too bony.
Yeah, it just wasn't, it was too low cut.
I guess you
for
can
her,
be too
I think.
thin.
I like the back of it a lot.
Oh, and I love her. I think she's got a great body. She's a beautiful woman. But I just thought the gown, and you know, they should not let her go out in that. People, it's Armani, and she's a great Armani customer.
Mm-hmm.
You got to stop and say, Darlene, I think perhaps we give you something else.
Frances Fisher. She's wearing Missoni. Now, I didn't see this dress in person. You saw it in person.
Looked like she was wearing a snake skin, and the color in it were the same colors as her hair, and she looked
I think she was beautiful.
Wonderful.
It's not doing a whole bunch for me, but again, I did see it in person.
I'm taking the Fifth Amendment.
You know what she said? She said, if you mention me, you shouldn't. You should really mention Jack Lemmon. So many stars. I mean, I ask you, where else do you see more celebrities besides prison?
Coming up, we'll examine all the gams, glutes, and of course, globes at the Globes.
Now we take you to commercial with this skill testing question. Is 12 Angry Men the name of a film or a description of the entire audience coming out of Postman?
This portion of E is brought to you by the all-new Corolla. My, how things have changed. Toyota, every day.
Welcome back to E's Golden Globes Fashion Review. Before we continue, I must make an announcement. Thank God that Christine Lottie's dress was double ply. It could have been very embarrassing. I hope you all were watching the E pre-show. It was so exciting when Dustin Hoffman passionately embraced me. As a result of that impromptu coupling, I am now carrying Dusty's child. The damn kid is very heavy. She is 13 years old. Anyhow, joining me today are Melissa Rivers, Leon Hall, and designer Jane Book.
Speaking of being with child, Jane dressed Lisa Kudrow, who's expecting, and she dressed a very pregnant Julia Louis-Dreyfus at the SAG Awards.
How do you make a pregnant woman look glamorous? It's so
I
hard.
believe that you emphasize the pregnancy instead of hiding it. I think it's a very sexy state to be in. So I think emphasize it.
In other words, don't hide in layers of fabric because you
Right.
can't hide it. It's there.
No, emphasize it, and, you know, great thing is the breasts always get bigger, so you can do something with that, too.
Yeah.
It's
And if
a
they're
good
too
thing.
big, just throw them over your shoulders.
Right. So I always tell people to throw them over their
And
shoulders.
then she does a cake.
Oh, what a coincidence.
From the pregnant to the perfectly sculpted, the Golden Globes offered a look at every kind of body.
Plus the latest styles in breast enhancements. Everybody had a lot of new breasts, I thought. Not everybody, but a lot of new boobs there saying hello for the first time.
Last year's Golden Hanger winner for Best Body, Jada Pinkett Smith.
And she also
She is pregnant.
and looks great.
Beautiful.
Look at
And
the
look
dress.
at her.
Yeah, beautiful.
She's
And-
glowing and beautiful.
And this is a woman who's going to get her body back, too. She's not going to, there will be no messing
Yeah, but
around.
she's
it'll
proud
take
of that
5
little
minutes.
tummy right there in front now. And I
She
think that's
should be
cute.
proud of it. It's
There
adorable.
are two phrases this woman knows nothing about. Fatty foods and clothing budget.
Goldie Hawn, who was also a nominee for our Golden Hanger for Best Body.
That's still one of the prettiest bodies around, I think.
And no chicken.
So beautiful.
That's what makes me so
Yeah,
proud
this is
of
a
her.
woman.
This is a woman who has had children. She's 50 years old, and it shows you can do it.
Christine Lottie. This has always been one of our favorite bodies.
Yeah.
But you
She
know,
looks great.
something looks new to me.
I-
Maybe Christine's had a little breast enhancement
I
herself.
think those boobs are saying hello for
They're
the first
beautiful,
time.
I
yes.
think y'all are wrong. I think she's had them. I think it's just the dress, and I think Hervé Léger just pushed, shoved, lifted,
Or maybe a
elevated, and
push-up
moved them all
bra.
towards
I
the center.
think if his dresses could do that, you couldn't keep them in stock.
Helen Hunt, who has had a full body transformation in the course of the last 3.5, 4 years. She's tall and she's thin and she just has a great body and that perfect skin.
Her skin is beautiful.
And what an actress.
Jenna Elfman.
So this body is, we said a dancer's body.
Right.
She's tall and beautiful and got just wonderful carriage, I think.
By the way, I now know how Dr. Ruth feels when she's talking to me.
She is tall.
She is tall. But again, holding it up, she was wearing heels. She's tall,
I
and
love
it's like,
that.
I'm tall, and if you don't like it, too bad.
Right.
Gloria Reuben.
Another phenomenal body. The
That's
breasts
pretty.
look a little saggy there, but they're not. It's just the angle.
Because you got a nice look at them right up close.
Yeah, they,
Because
were,
you know
they
what?
were perky. They were just looking up at God and
I
saying
thought she
hi.
looked pretty. I'd never seen her. And that I do know that Melinda Eames dresses are hard to wear. There's nothing under there but Gloria.
And finally, look at that body. You talk about it. No wonder they all say, give it a Jack Lemmon. Look at those abs. When he's holding the movie, you can see the rippling in his stomach under the shirt. It's incredible. What? Yeah, I'll tell him. We just got news. Ving is now sober, and he's demanding his trophy back. Anyhow, Jen, I know you have to go for a little bit, but you're going to come back at the end and pick best and worst dress with us?
Yes, I am.
Okay, we look forward to seeing you.
Thank you. I'll be back.
Coming up, the hair and makeup that thrilled and chilled.
For a preview, just listen to what my first cousin, Jennifer Lopez Berg, had to say.
Vamos a romper para una comercial ahora y te vemos ahorita.
Yeah.
E takes you back in time when Hollywood was golden and the stars were glamorous.
Miss Mary Pickford.
It's a bit of Tinseltown history.
The Trocadero, the Mocambo, Marilyn Monroe used to go to Ciro's regularly.
A look at famous haunts where Hollywood's legendary elite once played.
Clark Gable and Carole Lombard used the Celebrity Suite as their love nest.
Visit places from the past where new Hollywood still makes the scene. It's Hollywood Landmarks, next Sunday at 10 Eastern and Pacific, only on E!
I guess some vacations are just more fun than others. Carnival.
They look the same on the outside, but inside, it's a whole different story. Because Duracell alkaline batteries outlast Energizer in the devices you use most. Better make it Duracell.